Kiana here, leading strategist and high priestess. So one of the things about me that you may not know is that I also don't take myself too seriously. I'm very serious and very passionate and aligned with divine femme ascension and women rising up into political, social and financial power. And at the same time, I like to have fun. And I really don't take myself all too seriously, except I do take my work and what I'm called to share seriously. Anyway, I wanted to just do a quick video. I'm rushing out with Lisa, diva. Hey, gorgeouses. And Lisa, who is one of my divine healers and coaches on my team. Hey, Christina. And it's her birthday today, so we're going out. But I just wanted to talk a little bit about Sabotage. I was speaking to one of the girls in my Rich Diva group today, and she's a talented healer, amazing. And she's just been finding it a little bit difficult to really claim her power, which is something that a lot of women seem to struggle with, and there's no judgment of that. That's an area that I'm born to help support, and I get it because I've been there myself. But anyway, so she's really talented, very, very gifted, but she's sort of going around and doing these sessions with a few different people, which are all amazing and all great, and yet still kind of has this scattered family story and energy, and won't fully liberate herself from the story and the suffering from her past. So what tends to then happen is everything gets diluted, and also her message isn't really clear because she's not articulating what it is she really does and what she stands for, and the presence and the power of her work. And as women, we're often told to hold back, not communicate that it's ego. And I'd like you to all sit with the fact that it's actually not ego. Hey, Madeline, to own the power of your work and to clearly articulate it. Even when I speak really fiercely, people sometimes get really pulled back because it is not usual for a woman to own her friggin' truth and speak up with clarity and conviction. When I speak with my passion and my conviction, it's for the collective, it's for the whole. It's not getting my noodle off. It's not about me. It's about activating and allowing people to wake up, because most people, with all respect, are asleep. They are asleep. They go around and around and around, usually for lifetimes, in suffering like this. So my whole message and mission is to end the suffering. So this divine woman is getting something out of buying into the story. And like, we literally wanted to hire her. So I literally got one of my divas to go and pay her for a session so she could check out her work, right? And to really feel into how talented this woman is. So I'm like, there's something here about this woman. Let's go and check her out. Let's pay her for a session. We didn't want to get anything free from her, right? And we're like, let's check her out. So then Lisa had a session with her, and she's like, oh my God, she's incredible. Now, it is up now to this person, this woman, that she's not doing anything wrong, to decide, to make a conscious vow. And I said to her today, you can change the situation in this moment. You can literally have a cellular, vibrational, complete shift, because you are the fucking creatrix. Now, if you choose to, you can choose to perpetuate the struggle and take a long time to get it. And I took a long time to get it, so I get it. Like, I call it that, the slow horse. And the slow horse in the whole Buddhist philosophy is the person who eventually, when they get it deep, and they become very powerful teachers. But we're always sitting in the space of inviting in new realms of consciousness. So what I see sometimes when people are in fight, flight, and all that stuff is coming up, sometimes they don't fully hear what I'm actually saying. We had a situation yesterday where a woman came to me her marriage is in disarray and all this stuff's going on, and I actually gave her a solution to something, and she kind of discounted it and went into what she thought. And I'm like, no, but no one's going to get what you're doing. You need to listen and stop with the fight and flight and come back into your body and actually hear what I'm saying, because it's there for you. I'm literally giving it to you. Do this, do this. There's a reason why I have helped so many, literally hundreds of women, make a lot more money with a lot more grace, with a lot of speed, because I'm energetically downloading and I know what needs to be done. I've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on ads. I've been worked in marketing and messaging and advertising in New York City. I used to sell and pitch TV shows. I worked with big celebrities, pitched Revlon TV shows like What is Sexy, redefining what it is to be a sexy sensual woman with Kerry Otis. Used to be a supermodel, married to Mickey Rourke. These are the things that I've been doing in my career, in my life, right? So plus that I'm also downloading the frequency and the energy and what needs to be said in order to have a conversion, in order to reach into someone's heart and encourage them and invite them to buy from you when they don't know what you do and they're not clear and they don't feel safe in working with you because you're not really speaking to all the things that they need to hear, then they will not buy from you. Anyway, this woman is just an example. She's an incredible woman. This is a story for everybody to hear. This is my story on some level too, where you've allowed the financial story, but also the family story to dictate your reality going forward. So you can literally almost jump into a new reality. You all know this, right? In a moment. I don't know where Lisa went. Anyway, so do you all get that? Can I get an amen on that? Jumping into a new reality, quantum leaping into it. So we've got to get out of the 3D and move into 5D, right? So anyway, so I said to this woman today, very honestly, like, we wanted to work with you, but if you don't begin to really claim your power, it's not that we don't think that you're going to do a good job for our students or our clients if we hire you as a healer on our team. However, the density of the disempowerment and the lack of really owning she's not ready yet. She may be ready tomorrow and she's listening to this. She's here watching me right now. Hey, gorgeous. Are you hearing me? So I am trying to invite her to say, I claim it. I'm the holy divine diva. I'm a leader. I'm a shaman. I'm a mystic. And this is what I do. And this is how I serve. And this is the alchemy that comes forward in my work. And she needs to claim it in her fullness, in her with her voice, with her resonance, with her energy, right? And she needs to put the dagger down and she needs to hold that. So she has the talent. Absolutely. Is she doing the work to move through it? Yes, she is, but making it a little bit too hard. So for herself, she needs to drop it. She needs to drop the story and just allow herself to go into a new field of energy in this very, very moment, right? Does everyone hear what I'm saying? So when we have people and I'm employing people, there's got to be a resonance that they've decided to claim for themselves. Where they say, I will back myself fully. I back myself fully. No matter what has been done to me, no matter what has been said, no matter where my financial situation is, no matter how I've betrayed myself or been betrayed, in this moment, I choose to leap into a whole new dimension. And then you have this incredible alchemy that you can give to yourself when you decide, right? When you decide. I back myself fully, Brenda says. Yes, Pratho, yes. No matter what, if you let clients betray you, if people have used you, if you felt manipulated, you can end that story by changing it and shifting it. You don't want to say, I have been abused. I am broke. You say, okay, I've learned from that. I know what that feels like and what is the gift in it. So you can always turn shit into gold, right? So from me being used or people not really appreciating me and my work, I get that now, and I get the vibration that has allowed that in. And I don't get that anymore. I really don't. I literally had my students buy me $1,600 worth of gifts. $1,600 worth of gifts. How beautiful is that? I now have people giving me testimonials and writing things for me without asking. This is a call. This is an energetic new presence that I've cultivated. People, if they go extra over time, turn around and say, can I pay you more? I don't feel good. I want to pay you for that. Things like that. And that happens for my students as well. But that's an activation. That is a command where you're commanding in a new way of being treated by shifting your relationship with yourself and what you deserve. The biggest kind of thread that binds all under-earning people is that the high threshold for scarcity, a high threshold for just enough. You know, I don't want just enough. I want to feel full. I want to live with fullness and riches and beauty and connection and deep respect and intimacy. And don't you believe, and I watch how people treat me, right? And if it's not with the highest of integrity as I would treat them, then that relationship I move. I don't think that they're bad people or anything like that. But I usually will look to myself as, what do I need to release in order to shift this reality? And then I will usually I will energetically move away from that person. Yes, the high threshold for just enough. Yeah, I don't want that. So cancel that belief out. You know, you can untangle yourself from that by being aware. You have to be aware. So when emotions are coming up of lack or whatever, be aware. It's fine. It's beautiful. It's actually potent, because you need to be aware before you can release it. Most people are so unconscious. They don't know what they don't know. They're trapped in this cycle, and they're not taking full responsibility for the healing. So I was saying about Lisa today, coming to say a quick hi and we'll go. Lisa's birthday today. She's one of my diva coaches. She's a divine soul sister friend.
Hey everyone.
She was previously a student. First came to me as a student, right?
I did.
For High End Empire. Were you in the first round?
Very first round.
And she went from being a masseuse, has a background in entrepreneurialism, but lost a business due to ending a relationship in Sydney.
I did, yeah.
And then came to do my course, and she went from selling massage sessions to selling $3,000 and $5,000 adrenal health and ascension packages.
And a $7,000 package.
$7,000 packages too. So, but anyway, I started giving Lisa bits of work and testing the vibration of our work together. And before long, she's now full-time on pretty much.
Just kind of happened, didn't it?
Yeah. And I always do that. I forget the things that I do. I test people to see that, you know, the work is of quality, excellence, whether there's flow. We just hired a new guy full-time, our first actual in-house full-time guy. Lots of stuff's happening. Gavin, he's amazing story, Gavin, by the way. Oh my God. But I won't share it yet because I don't have permission, even though you don't know him, but that's an interesting story.
Very interesting.
About who he is. So it's all cool. So I don't know what the point was. Liberating. Oh, I wanted to share something, but I don't know why I wanted it here. Oh yeah, the thing about you, Lisa, I can't remember. I'm tired today. But the thing about Lisa that I love, and any student, and even this woman, another student of mine, who we had this big, huge thing around giving. When you want to give. When you don't want to give, don't. Make sure that you're, oh my God, say what you mean what you say. Hey, Shiley. Anyway, I spoke to her again today. She's awesome. But the thing about those women, and I've seen a thread of women who rise up, is that when you're triggered or when you're going through something, instead of running away or making the other person bad or blaming or attacking or going into sulkiness and that you're bad and you start shaming yourself, you want to be so loving and empathetic to yourself and the other person. Yes. And so Lisa is so beautiful. Like, we'll be talking or whatever. I'm like, oh, I remember there's this one time we were together, and I know that you won't mind me saying this.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, oh my God, my energy, and I'm like, Lisa, and I was like, she's like, she wanted something or wanted to shift something or wasn't happy with something, and it was all suppressed. And I'm like, girlfriend, just say it. And I'm like, come on, like, it's not up. I can't mind read you. I'm feeling the vibration. It's up to you to express to me what your needs are, right? And to know what your needs are. And she's like, oh my God. And she started crying. And I'm like, okay, so we processed that. And it was all to do with the conditioning, a lot to do with your dad.
From my dad.
From her father, where she never felt
it wasn't
heard.
safe to speak up, to say what I needed. But basic needs.
And like, but where I'm at, and I used to be really suppressed too with my mum and dad. It doesn't look like it because I've worked on this, because I just literally saying to this other client of mine, oh, I just can't. It's just coming out. I can't like stop myself any longer trying to be something in order to conform myself to make it okay for somebody else. Obviously, we have to have respect. Obviously, we have to come from love. But if the intention is from love, you should be be able to feel it, even when someone's very strong in their power. And we don't ask men to shift it. And I'm asking my team and the women that I'm around to be the same way. I want them to speak their truth. I want them to own their voice, because for me, the frequency then becomes very dense and heavy, and there's not the level of honesty.
And I think we don't realize, like, by staying stuck in that old pattern, the knock-on effect that creates is pretty catastrophic, actually.
Well, there's energetic suppression, there's digestive suppression, there's metabolic suppression, hormones are literally shifted, the way your brain is processing, and then your reality, obviously, you say, I cannot be heard. And I said to Lisa one day, I was like, Lisa, you have a false belief that your needs won't be met, that when you speak to me and ask for something, that I'm not going to give it to you, and in some way I'm going to get angry with you or something, or blame you or shame
I was so grateful that came up, because it allowed me to see it on a deeper level. And then I went and worked with a kinesiologist as well to uncover that on a deeper level, what that was really about. And that it changes a lot.
And then I had this other woman one time, I was telling a story yesterday to one of our other assistants, Tiffany, and there was this woman that I was interviewing to be my ad manager, and she sort of had a bit of a funny energy, but I know she's bright. Like, I could tune, okay, I know she's bright, but there's a bit of this sort of judgy, weird energy. But anyway, so I went and had a meeting with her, and she says to me, oh, Ingrid, you know, this is one thing about you I'm just not sure about. And I'm like, oh, what's that? Well, I just won't be able to control you. You know, I don't feel like I'll be able to control you. And I'm like, that's an interesting feedback. What's that about? And I'm like, darling, let me explain the Ingrid Anna vibration and how I am. I'm like, okay, if I'm hiring you at $3,000, $4,000, or whatever it is a month to work for me, and I'm getting you to do my ads, I want you to fucking run the show like a fucking pro. I want you to take the work off me, and I want you to tell me what to do so that I'm not fucking thinking about it. So I want you to run the show. That was about her. It was about her insecurity. I'm like, you don't get me, girlfriend. And whatever that's about is not my story. It's your story. And thank you for showing me that, because you're lovely and everything. But why do I need to sacrifice to just get someone who's kind of smart and cluey, but yet has all this other stuff going on? And we all have stuff, but it was like a projection. And I'm like,
but that is one thing that you do so beautifully, is that you invite people to rise into their own power, whether it's people you're working with, people who join the program.
I got the best testimonial yesterday from a beautiful woman in Rich Diva, and she said, Ingrid has allowed me to stand by her side by side. It's not the guru fucking factor.
Yes.
It's not the hierarchy. The energy that I'm really working to cultivate is women remembering who the fuck they are and standing in their own power. That's the energy of the work. It's to remember. And that's what sometimes I feel like I'm like, come on, come on. Let's remember so that we can stand together as peers collectively. Like, my students and my clients are incredibly gifted women. I learn from them. I'm inspired by them. We are together. It's not like, be like me. I'm so, it's not that. It's not putting someone, I don't want people to put me on a pedestal. It's sisterhood. It is side by side. And it is coming back. So yes,
co-creation.
I mean, that gives me chills. It's not about just this bullshit power play hierarchy. It's about getting people, and I will be fierce in that, because we need to remember. And I wish someone had been there for me during my darkest days when I forgot who the fuck I was. So the energy is, let's remember so that we can go out and serve, right? With this full sense of, another really beautiful feedback that I got from someone was, Ingrid, thank you for showing me what it's like for a woman to show up in her full divinity.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
It's a woman who's not going to hold back, who's not going to constrict. When I was on a sales call with her and she became a client, I was like, I'm just like, boom, I'm in my presence of going, this, funnel, this, ads, this, messaging, this is out of alignment, this is what you should do, blah, 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 blah. Boom. It's not like, if you want to sell, if you want to serve, if you want people to work with you and put down the dollars, you cannot constrict. So I'm inviting you to be in your full presence. Show people, demonstrate, because you then are activating them.
Exactly, that's what I was just thinking.
And holding
others,
space for them to be in their full embodiment of their holiness, of their divinity, of their power. And we have been told that we shouldn't be this way. And sometimes it has been dangerous for us to be in this way, right? That we will be attacked. Still today, in Western culture, in this modern day world, and not even just Western culture, but in all, the Islamic countries and all the Asian countries and all of that which is going on today, women are still abused, raped, attacked. So yes, that is also going on, and we feel that, right? But as Western privileged women, we should be deciding now. I think if it's part of your soul purpose, and the people that I usually attract as part of our soul purpose, collectively we need to say enough is enough and stop believing in the patriarchal social conditioning that has told us to shut up, to be quiet, to not be too this, to not be too sexy, to not be you're too old, you're too this. We're constantly told what is right and how to be. And so it's probably sometimes quite, jarring for some people when you start to see a woman in her full fucking presence. But it's actually what we need to be.
Yes. Oh
it's
my
like
God.
such
yes,
a,
come on.
I'm
Yes,
like,
do it. You can do it. You can do it.
Yeah.
You can do it. It's about claiming it inside of you.
Hey, Patrice, it's what we're born for, to be sensual and sexual and in our power and commanding, to back our words, to back our vision, to back our voice, to back our desires with no, I am sorry. I'm a bit fierce. I hope I don't offend you. No.
Do it in your own unique way.
I do that. And doing it in a unique way. But I don't think many people even understand, even today, for myself, what is your truest voice? How does it really sound? How does it feel vibrating through your body? How does it feel in your pussy? How does it feel in your throat? How does it feel in your heart? Because we've never allowed ourselves to fully, yield it, to allow it to throw and flow through yourself, right? Because I sometimes say, go out and do it in exercise, go and stand in nature, get out into the woods as long as you're safe, go with a girlfriend, put your feet in the soil, take up your shoes, and do a command of what you will stand for. I say yes to money. I say yes to my power. I say yes to my pussy. I say yes to being pleasured. I say yes to influence and pleasure and play. What are you commanding and saying yes to? And let it feel like, if you say that, it's loud. It doesn't have to be like loud, but you allowing yourself to vibrate at that level. Not I feel this, I want this. It is a command. It is allowing yourself to feel and be heard, and it doesn't have to be shouting. It's not shouting. It is allowing the voice to resonate. And you don't speak like that all the time. You have undulation, right? I'm not going to speak in one way. I was speaking to one of my clients today about her video series. She wants to shoot, a 3-part opt-in video series, and we're looking over. I command it. I allow myself to be seen and heard. And the biggest thing is we need to allow ourselves to hear ourselves. We don't actually hear ourselves often. We hear the voices of all the abuse and all the stigma and all the conditioning. We need to hear and remember and get quiet to hear the truth. So I'm always asking for the divine to flow through me. I keep getting the word throw. Something about throwing off energies that aren't serving us is another good one. But to channel through what I need to most hear. It's a divine invocation and a prayer to hear what I need to hear, so that I can dissolve the messages or the conditioning and the subconscious patterns that are shifting my perception without even realizing it, because we pick this up in utero, right?
Yes,
and past lifetimes in utero
yeah.
and coming out into the world, right? And then all the other stuff that happens in early childhood, blah, 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 blah. It was really funny. I was in the hospital with my dad the other day, and oh my God, he says to me, something like, he went for the jugular, a little bit of a little twist, and he says, it's taken you so long to actually make it, Ingrid. He said that to me, just out of the blue. And I was just like, I love you, Dad. Like, what the fuck was that all about? And just like being like, I don't get upset about it anymore, but it's just interesting, like when people, they can't help themselves sometimes. They want to, and I'm like...
He's offering his compliment in the way that he...
But it was kind of like a thing, and it's just like, what was that about? But you know what? That's about you, and I'm going to send you love, and I feel really good. And you know what? I am the slowest horse around. I think it's taken me a long time to really deeply understand this, and I'm still learning every single day. But you know, the beauty of that is I fucked myself over so many times that I have learnt those lessons. So when someone's struggling, you know, I get it. I get that they're just about to go to that next level where they fully get it and they learn it so deeply that they can use that. Someone says, I don't know about that, about being the slowest horse. I think, you know, I am very fast in my speed of doing things and activation and things like that, but I've had many years of really chronic suffering where I don't really feel, I think I took a long time to sort of move through. I had decades of like a lot of suffering. And I'm not condemning myself. I'm looking at it with humor and compassion and taking responsibility. And you know, without realizing it, you know, I made things harder for myself, and I did the very best that I could. But there's always a new reality. That's why I sometimes am slow horse here, Brenda says. That's why, yeah, and that to love ourselves through that and just to see that and say, well, what if there was another way? And then sometimes when I like to point, I think that's Gavin, where I like to point, do you want to let him in? Where we like to, what was I going to say? Something about, I can't remember. I'm so tired today. But in a good way tired. I think I'm processing. I've got to go and see my dad at the hospital actually, and he had a downturn last night, so that's interesting. There's a lot of stuff going on there. But just saying to yourself, you know, if I was going to speed up my healing and my ascension and allow in a new paradigm, just ask the divine to support you with that, to like jump ship and quantum leap into that new vibration and start to begin to feel into that as a reality for you. So if you are living at your highest vibration, what does that look and feel like? And begin to feel into that every single day. So that becomes your energetic set point in reality. And whenever you go back to the lower vibrations, you have a set point that you can go to in a moment to bring you back up to that vibration. And that's a real habit and practice, right? And not condemning yourself for feeling lower vibrations, to just see it with love and then to move back to that set point and go, okay, I see it. I call it the fuck it off method. It's like you see it, you go, fuck that off. I'm going to process that. I'm going to love myself through it, and I'm going to move back into the vibration of deep, deep love and reverence and respect of myself, and that juicy vision that I have for myself. I'm sleeping with that crystal baby tonight. I love that. I'm ready to release my slow horse and learn to gallop with joy and freedom. Amen, sister. I'm with you there. Me too. So there's usually so much in our subconscious, you know, hundreds of different beliefs that we're not aware of. And to be just aware of that and to ask for rapid divine healings, that's one of the things I do. I ask Creator for it to be brought to light. I love it, the fuck off method, yeah. To be brought to light so that I can see it, and I don't condemn myself for the areas where I trip myself up or where I get triggered or where I feel still really wounded and all that. I just look at it and go, okay, I had a big wounding coming up on the weekend and I sobbed like a baby. So anyway, but I processed that and I went through that and loved myself through that, and it's like dissolves in it when we allow ourselves to feel it, right? Yeah. So anyway, guys, I'm going to go and take Lisa for breakfast. We're going to go for a bit of a walk. I'll be doing my prayers because I do them every day. I'm building these new offices. So I had the architect here yesterday. So what am I doing to manage? Like, that's probably going to cost me $100,000 to build, right? So I've got the money, but I want to make more money as well to bring in more equity and more like into the business. So I'm looking at where do I spend the money, right? So I'm going to manifest more money and look at that. And so how do I manifest it? I'm like really tuning into it and feeling into it and releasing any resistance to receiving that. I probably will commit to starting off the process, commit to laying out the plans. I've committed to speaking to the builder. I'll put the 50 grand down and start. I'm just going to do it. So I really don't, it will come, it's all coming, all of that. So anyway, guys, I'm sending you so much love. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. No matter where you're at, like love yourself in that. Don't feel lack. Don't feel that you've got it wrong. But do be aware that you can quantum leap at any point, right? Into something completely different and new and potent and juicy. So it's just like, okay, I'm going to hold myself in this and love myself in this and have reverence for where I'm at. And now this is what I command. Okay, blessing. Thank you, Pratho, for that. Yes, he's had this huge downturn overnight. So anyway, he called me to warn me. So anyway, we'll see. I was hoping to bring him home. But anyway, I'm still going to hold presence for that. Whatever will be something that's out of my control. So anyway, a million blessings. So much love, you guys. You're doing all fabulously well. You're amazing. Mwah.